Biological Warfare Against the Elect. Part 1, The Biodigital Siege of the Holy Temple. Peace and blessings to the scattered elect, the true bloodline of the promise, the so-called Negroes waking up in the four corners of this flat earth. Welcome back to Yah First Ministries. I am your brother, Bet Sadi Lamed Aleph Lamed, Bet Zalael for the new people, and I'm coming to you today with a fire shut up in my bones that's been eating at me for 3 damn days. If you've tuned in before, you know we don't do milk here. We don't do that sweet, sugary, God loves everybody bullshit they feed you in those whitewashed, steeple-headed plantations on Sunday morning. No, we are digging into the meat. We are decoding the technical manual of the master engineer. Family, look around you. The world is screaming that something is wrong, but our people are still walking around like zombies with their heads up their asses, thinking this is just quote-unquote politics or healthcare. Today, we are opening a 3-part investigation into the biological warfare of the end times. I'm talking about the final assault of the serpent seed to edit the very DNA of the elect. They aren't just coming for your land or your labor anymore. They are coming for the source code. They are trying to hack the biological hardware that Yah engineered specifically for his people. Over this series, we are going to look at how the ancient mixing of seeds in the garden has evolved into a high-tech laboratory siege. We're going to look at the frequency weapons, the chemical defilement, and the scriptural warnings that the quote-unquote pastors are too damn scared or too damn stupid to read to you. This isn't a sermon, it's a survival briefing. The master engineer's biological source code. Before we can understand the war, we have to understand the technology being attacked. You've been told the Bible is a book of stories. That is a goddamn lie. The Bible is a technical manual for the most sophisticated machine in the known universe, the Israelite body. When the Most High formed Adam, Aleph Dalet Mem equals strength, door, blood. He wasn't just playing in the mud. He was executing a precision engineering project. Look at the word for seed in Paleo-Hebrew. Zayin, Resh, Ayin. Zayin, matic/weapon, equals cut/harvest. Resh, head, equals chief/beginning. Ayin, equals see/experience. The seed is the weapon of the chief that sees. It is the biological carrier of the vision and the covenant. The gematria of Zayin, Resh, Ayin is 277. Now why does that matter? Because the master engineer embedded the metadata of life into the very letters. When you look at the structure of DNA, you are looking at the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet in chemical form. There are 22 amino acids that are the primary building blocks of life. The same 22 letters of the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet that the Sefer Yetzirah, Book of Formation, tells us Yah used to engrave the universe. The Sefer Yetzirah in section 2, paragraph 2 says, 22 foundation letters. He ordained them, he hewed them, he combined them, he weighed them, he exchanged them, and he formed with them the whole creation and everything that is to be created. You think that's poetry? You're a fool if you do. That is a description of genetic engineering. Yah combined and weighed the letters to build your protein chains. Your DNA is a scroll, and the serpent seed knows it. They know that if they can edit the letters in your blood, they can disconnect you from the frequency of the Most High. They want to turn your temple into a laboratory for their father, the serpent. The serpent's lab, the original seed hack. We have to go back to the crime scene. Genesis chapter 3. These punk-ass preachers tell you Eve ate an apple. Do you know how much of a dumbass you have to be to believe that the creator of the universe cursed the entire earth because a woman had a snack? That is kindergarten horse shit. The tree of knowledge of good and evil was a man. Specifically, a man from the pre-Adamic populations, the serpent. He was subtle, meaning he was a slick-talking, high IQ motherfucker who knew exactly how to manipulate the biological protocols Yah set in place. The eating was sexual. When she ate of the tree, she lay with that serpent man. She defiled the covenant womb. Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Kuf Yod Nun, Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. The Hebrew there is deceptive because the scribe tried to hide the filth. Eve was deceived into thinking Kaf Yod Nun, Cain, was from Yah. But the book of Jasher and the testament of Adam reveal the truth they ripped out of your hands. Kaf Yod Nun was the product of that first biological hack. He was the tares planted among the wheat. Look at the graphic reality of what happened. The serpent didn't just give her a bad idea. He injected his genetic material into the Adamic line. He polluted the stream. This was the first act of biological warfare. Kaf Yod Nun was a murderer from the beginning because his DNA was coded for destruction. He didn't have the spirit, he had the beast frequency. When he killed He-Bet Lamed, he was trying to wipe out the pure seed so the serpent's line could take over the earth. And don't you think for a second it was clean. Imagine the betrayal. Imagine Adam finding his wife defiled by a heathen from the day 6 populations. Imagine the stench of that sin. Yah didn't just kick them out of a garden. He quarantined a biological infection. The modern synthesis, editing the elect. Now fast forward to right goddamn now. Why are they so obsessed with your blood? Why are they pushing these treatments and edits so hard on the so-called Negro? Because they know who you are, even if your dumb ass doesn't. They know that the Israelite DNA is the only thing on this flat earth that can receive the high-frequency transmission of the spirit. Yod Ket Zayin, Kof Aleph Lamed. Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. Yah is talking about a biological restoration, but the serpent seed, the descendants of that original hack, are trying to get there first. They are using CRISPR technology, mRNA delivery systems, and nanotechnology to edit the image of Yah out of your cells. They want to turn you into a beast. Have you ever noticed that the word medicine comes from the Greek pharmakia, which the Bible calls witchcraft? Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. For by thy sorceries, pharmakia, were all nations deceived. They aren't trying to heal your black ass. They are trying to recode you. They want to replace the Paleo-Hebrew programming in your DNA with their own synthetic binary code. They want to turn the temple of the Holy Spirit into a goddamn server room for their global system. When you let them inject their sorcery into your veins, you are allowing the serpent to know you, just like he knew Ket Wahi in the garden. It is a biological rape of the nation of Israel. You are letting them put their mark on your internal hardware. And what happens when the hardware is corrupted? The spirit can't dwell there. You become a vessel of wrath, fitted for destruction. The graphic reality of the defiled temple. You think I'm being too hard? You think Yah is too loving to care about what's in your blood? Read the damn book. When the Israelites mixed their seed with the Canaanites, the cursed line of Ham's abomination, Yah didn't send them a get-well-soon card. He sent the sword. When Phinehas saw an Israelite man bringing a Midianitish woman into the camp to defile the seed, did he ask for a dialogue? No. Numbers chapter 25, verse 8. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. He speared them through the genitals while they were in the act of mixing the seed. That is how much Yah hates the defilement of his engineering. He wants the blood pure. He wants the DNA untouched. The serpent seed today is doing the same thing, but they aren't using Midianite women. They are using needles and science. They are thrusting their spears into your biological belly to ensure that the next generation of Israel is born as a hybrid, a mamzer nation that can't hear the voice of the Father. If you could see what these chemicals do to your spirit receptors, you would vomit. It's like pouring acid on a circuit board. It's like watching a beautiful tapestry being shredded by a pack of rabid dogs. Your body is supposed to be the Ark of the Covenant, made of shittim wood, incorruptible flesh, and overlaid with gold, pure spirit. But you've let these heathen scientists overlay it with lead and mercury and synthetic proteins that rot the soul. The frequency of the 144,000. Why is this warfare happening now? Because the two witnesses, Israel and Judah, are standing on their feet. The spirit of life is entering the dry bones, and that spirit of life is the frequency. In the Sefer Yetzirah, it explains that the letters are vibrations. Section 2, paragraph 3. He formed them, hewed them, and combined them. With them he depicted all that was formed and all that would be formed. If your DNA is the antenna and the spirit is the broadcast, the serpent seed's goal is to jam the signal. They are using 5G towers, heavy metals in the chemtrails above this flat earth dome, and genetic edits to create noise in your biological system. Have you ever wondered why you can't focus on Torah? Why you're always tired? Why you're always angry at your brother? It's not just stress, you simpleton. It's a biological attack. They are hacking your nervous system to keep you in a beast state, low frequency, high adrenaline, pure survival mode. They want you stuck in the red, Esau, flesh, so you never reach the purple, royalty, spirit. The 144,000 mentioned in Revelation chapter 14 are those who were not defiled with women. You think that means they never had sex? Use your goddamn brain. It means they were not defiled by the whores of the nations, the false systems, the false sciences, and the genetic mixing of the serpent seed. They kept their biological garments white. They kept their source code pure. The giants of the lab. We need to address the giants, Gibborim, of Genesis 6. These weren't 30-foot tall fairy tale monsters. They were mighty men. They were the result of the Adamic line mixing with the pre-Adamic populations. They were biological anomalies, men with high physical power, but no spiritual connection. The Book of Giants, the fragments found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, describes how these mighty men began to corrupt all flesh. They weren't just killing people, they were experimenting on the birds, the beasts, and the creeping things. They were the original geneticists. They were trying to create a world where Yah's engineering was replaced by their own monstrous creations. And what did Yah do? Did he host a quote-unquote unity march? No, he drowned every last one of those motherfuckers. He filled their lungs with water until their eyes popped out of their heads. He watched as they clawed at the sides of the ark, their fingernails ripping off as they realized the quote-unquote science they trusted couldn't save them from the master engineer's wrath. The scientists today are the reincarnation of that pre-flood spirit. They are the Gibborim of the laboratory. They think they can play God with your DNA, but they are just setting themselves up for a repeat of the deluge. Only this time, it won't be water. It will be the fervent heat that melts the elements, including their synthetic edits. The biodigital mark, a warning. Family, we are living in the days of the mark. But stop looking for a literal chip in your hand like a damn child. The mark is about authority and image. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The forehead is your mind, your thoughts, your loyalty. The hand is your actions, your work, your participation in their system. But there is a deeper layer. If they can edit your DNA, they have placed their mark, their signature, in the very center of your being. You are no longer made in the image of Yah. You are patented by the serpent seed. Do you understand the horror of that? To stand before the Most High and have him look at your DNA and say, I don't recognize this code. This isn't what I hewed with the 22 letters. This is a bastardized synthetic imitation. The mark is the finalization of the biological war. It is the moment you surrender your temple to the enemy's engineering team. And once that seal is set, there is no undo button. There is no system restore. There is only the lake of fire, the total annihilation of the corrupted hardware, the engineering of the remnant. So what is the solution? Is it to hide in a cave? No. It is to return to the protocols of the master engineer. Yah gave us the law, not as a religious burden, but as a biological maintenance manual. The dietary laws in Leviticus 11, those are fuel specifications for your engine. The Sabbath, Saturday sunrise to sunset, that is a frequency realignment for your nervous system. The feast days, those are synchronization cycles with the celestial clockwork. When you keep Torah, you are patching your own software. You are cleaning the filters of your temple. You are making it impossible for the serpent's noise to take root in your cells. The serpent seed wants you to think the law is done away with because they want you unprotected. They want your firewall down so they can upload their viruses. But when you stand in the ancient past, you are shielded by the very geometry of creation. Why do you think they hate the Negro so much? Why is the Negro the target of every medical experiment, every food desert, and every chemical spill? Because you are the only ones with the master key in your blood. You are the only ones who can unlock the power of the kingdom. And they are terrified that you're going to figure it out. They want you dead, or they want you edited. They want to turn the Lion of Judah into a neutered synthetic house cat that purrs for their system. But Yah is waking up the lines. He is sending the spirit of truth to decode the lies. In part 2, we are going to get into the frequency weapons and the 5G siege of the pineal gland. We're going to look at how they are using the airwaves to broadcast the spirit of disobedience directly into your brainstem. We're going to look at the Sefer Yetzirah and how the 7 doubles connect to the planetary frequencies they are trying to hijack. Don't go anywhere. The war is just getting started, and your life, your eternal biological existence is on the line. If you think this was intense, you haven't seen anything yet. We are going to tear the veil off this whole goddamn system until there's nowhere left for the serpent to hide. Keep your eyes on the luminaries. Keep your heart in the Torah. And for the love of the Most High, stop letting these heathens touch your blood. The investigation continues. Part 2, the Pharmakia Protocol and the Gematria of Defilement. We've established the crime scene in the garden and the original genetic hack that birthed the serpent seed. Now, we have to look at the modern delivery system of this ancient biological warfare and how Yah encoded the warning in the very structure of the Hebrew tongue. The sorcery of the needle, decoding pharmakia. You've been conditioned to think that modern medicine is a neutral field of science. You've been lied to by every suit and tie wearing doctor and every compromising preacher who told you to trust the science. But Yah didn't call it science. He called it pharmakia. Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. The word sorceries there is the Greek pharmakia. It's where you get your word pharmacy. It literally means the use of drugs, potions, and spells to manipulate reality. But look at the context. It says the great men of the earth, the merchants, the global elite, use this pharmakia to deceive all nations. This isn't about some witch in a hut stirring a cauldron. This is about a global, industrial scale biological deception. Why did Yah use that word? Because pharmakia is the mechanism by which the serpent seed attempts to override the natural engineering of the Most High. When you take their synthetic concoctions, you are participating in a ritual of biological submission. You are letting the merchants of the earth, the descendants of Kaf Yad Nun, Cain, alter the chemical balance of the temple Yah built. Have you ever looked at the symbol for medicine? The caduceus, two serpents entwined around a pole. They aren't even hiding it, you dumbass Negroes. They are literally showing you that their healing is the work of the serpent. It is the double helix of the DNA being strangled by the serpent's grip. They are telling you to your face, we are here to wrap our code around yours. The gematria of the blood, Dam and the red man. To understand why they are attacking your blood, we have to look at the engineering of the word blood in Paleo-Hebrew. The word is Dalet Mem. Dalet, door equals entrance / pathway. Mem, water equals chaos / mighty / liquid. Blood is the liquid door. It is the pathway through which life enters the flesh. The gematria of Dalet Mem is 44. Dalet equals 4. Mem equals 40. Now watch the master engineer at work. The word for man or Adam is Aleph Dalet Mem. Aleph, ox head equals strength / leader. Dalet Mem, blood. Man is the strength of the blood. The gematria of Aleph Dalet Mem is 45. When you add the Aleph 1 to the Dalet Mem 44, you get 45. Man is only man when the Aleph, the spirit / leader, is connected to the dam, the blood. What is the serpent seed trying to do? They are trying to remove the Aleph. They want to take the strength and the spirit out of your biological equation, leaving you with nothing but Dalet Mem, raw, liquid chaos. They want to turn you into a beast, Hayah, that has no connection to the frequency of the Most High. And who is the primary agent of this blood attack? It's the spirit of Esau. Remember, Esau was red. The Hebrew word for red is Aleph Dalet Mem Wal Nun Yud, which comes from the same root as Aleph Dalet Mem and Dalet Mem. Esau represents the man who is consumed by the flesh, the man who is all blood and no spirit. He sold his birthright for a bowl of red pottage. He traded his spiritual inheritance for a biological fix. The serpent seed today is offering you the same deal. They are saying, trade your genetic purity, trade your biological birthright for this red pottage of safety and health. And just like Esau, if you take that deal, you are selling your soul to the laboratory. The defilement of the sanctuary, Ezekiel chapter 8. Yah showed the prophet, Yad Ket Zion Kof Aleph Lamet, Ezekiel, a vision of the secret abominations happening in the temple. This is a prophetic blueprint for what is happening in your body right now. Yod Ket Zion Kof Aleph Lamet, Ezekiel chapter 8 verse 10. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things, an abominable beast, and all the idols of the house of Israel, portrayed upon the wall round about. The wall of the temple is your cell membrane. The creeping things and abominable beasts are the foreign genetic sequences, the animal DNA and the synthetic mRNA they are portraying onto your biological walls. The Sefer Yetzirah tells us that Yah engraved the letters into the creation. The enemy is trying to re-engrave their own filth into your sanctuary. When they inject you with fetal tissue from aborted babies or DNA from pigs and monkeys, they are literally putting abominable beasts into the Holy of Holies. Do you think Yah is going to dwell in a temple that has the genetic signature of a swine? Do you think the spirit of the Most High is going to interface with a nervous system that has been portrayed with the code of the serpent? Yod Ket Zion Kof Aleph Lamet, Ezekiel chapter 8 verse 12. Then said he unto me, Son of man, Hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery? For they say, the Lord seeth us not, the Lord hath forsaken the earth. The chambers of imagery is your DNA, the literal storage room of the images that make you who you are. Our people are doing this in the dark, meaning they are doing it in ignorance, thinking it doesn't matter. They think Yah doesn't see the molecular level. They think the master engineer doesn't care about the subatomic defilement. But Yah sees every goddamn thing. He sees the ancients, the leaders, the doctors, the pastors, leading the people into the lab to be slaughtered. And the judgment for this is not a slap on the wrist. It is the total withdrawal of his protection. When you defile the temple, the glory leaves. And when the glory leaves, the predators move in. The bioacoustic war, the 5G siege of the pineal gland. We have to talk about the frequency. The Sefer Yetzirah explains that the 22 letters are not just shapes, they are vibrations. Sefer Yetzirah, section 2, paragraph 1. 22 foundation letters. He ordained them, he hewed them, he combined them, he weighed them, he exchanged them. With them, he depicted all that was formed and all that would be formed. The weighing and combining of these letters creates the frequency of life. Your body is an orchestra playing the song of Yah, but the serpent seed has built a counter orchestra. They have built a global grid of towers, 5G, 6G, and beyond, that broadcast a disharmonious frequency. Why? Because they have already put the receivers in your blood. The heavy metals, the graphene oxide, the nanotechnology found in their pharmakia. These act as internal antennas. They are turning your body into a walking receiver for their broadcast. They are targeting the pineal gland. In the ancient world, this was known as the seat of the soul. In the engineering of the human body, it is the biological interface for spiritual reception. It is the third eye that the serpent tried to hijack in the garden. The Apocalypse of Abraham describes a vision of the firmament where the stars are actually luminaries on circuits. Everything in the universe runs on a specific mathematical frequency. Yah's frequency is one of peace, order, and Torah. The serpent's frequency is one of chaos, lust, and rebellion. When they jam your pineal gland with high-frequency electromagnetic radiation, they are literally cutting your connection to the Father. They are making it so you can't hear the still small voice. You become irritable. You become violent. You become sexually depraved because you are no longer being governed by the Spirit. You are being governed by the prince of the power of the air. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Power of the air isn't a metaphor. It's the goddamn airwaves. It's the frequency. They are broadcasting the spirit of disobedience directly into your biological hardware. And if your DNA has been edited to be more receptive to their signal, you don't stand a ghost of a chance. The mixing of iron and clay. Daniel's prophetic engineering. Let's look at the prophecy of Dalet Nun, Yud, Aleph, Lamed, regarding the final kingdom of the earth. This is the most accurate description of the biological warfare we are facing today. Dalet Nun, Yod, Aleph, Lamed, chapter 2, verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. The clay is the Adamic body. Yah formed Adam from the dust of the ground, the organic biological material of the earth. The iron is the synthetic, the technological, the inorganic. The prophecy says, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Who is they? The serpent seed, the iron kingdom. They are trying to merge their technology with our biology. This is transhumanism. This is the mingling of the organic with the synthetic. But look at the engineering verdict. They shall not cleave one to another. Yah's design is so perfect, so high frequency, that the serpent's iron can never truly bond with it without destroying it. This is why you see so many of our people dropping dead suddenly. Their bodies are rejecting the iron. The biological clay is being shattered by the synthetic iron because the two frequencies are incompatible. The serpent seed knows they can't cleave to us, so they are trying to break us. They want to degrade the clay until it's so weak that the iron can take over the structure. They are trying to replace your natural immune system, the wall of the city, with their own synthetic iron defenses. But when you let them, quote, mingle with your seed, you are becoming part of the fourth kingdom, the kingdom that Yah is going to smash into powder. Dalet Nun, Yud Aleph Lamed, chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Yah is going to smash the iron and clay hybrid. He is going to destroy the transhuman abomination. If you have mingled yourself with their technology, you are going to be smashed right along with them. You are going to be ground into the dust of the earth, and your name will be erased from the book of life. The gematria of the beast, 666. We have to address the number of the beast because the pastors have turned it into a spooky ghost story. It's not a ghost story, it's a calculation. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 666. The number is 666. In the engineering of the physical world, carbon, the basis of all organic life, is composed of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. 666. The beast is the man who is only carbon, the man who is only flesh, the man who has no aleph, no spirit. The serpent seed is trying to lock you into the 666 frequency. They want to keep you trapped in the physical, carbon-based reality, so you can never ascend to the spiritual, crystalline reality of the kingdom. Look at the word for beast in Paleo Hebrew. Ket, Yod, Hey, Kaya. Ket, fence equals separate / private. Yod, hand equals work / deed. He, behold / reveal. The beast is the work of the hand that is fenced off. It is a biological entity that has been fenced off from the Most High. The gematria of Ket Yod Hey is 23. Ket equals 8. Yod equals 10. He equals 5. Now think about this. How many pairs of chromosomes does a human being have? 23. Yah is showing you that the beast is a biological reality. When your chromosomes, your Ket Yod Hey, are defiled, you become the beast. You are fenced off from the spirit. You are locked into the 666 frequency of the flesh. The serpent seed is using their pharmakia to target your 23 pairs of chromosomes. They are trying to fence you in. They are trying to make sure that your hand and your forehead are dedicated only to the maintenance of the carbon-based 666 system. Are you starting to see the scale of the war? This isn't about a vaccine card. It's about the mathematical sovereignty of your soul, the strange flesh of Sodom and Gomorrah. The Bible warns us about the pursuit of strange flesh. Mainstream Christianity thinks this is just about homosexuality. While that is an abomination, the strange flesh goes much deeper into the biological realm. Jude, chapter 1, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. The term strange flesh in the Greek is heteros sarx, other flesh. It refers to the mixing of kinds. It refers to the same sin of the Watchers, the Adamic line mixing with pre-Adamics, and the same sin of the Gibborim, genetic experimentation. Sodom and Gomorrah were sinners of biological perversion. They weren't just sleeping with each other. They were trying to create other flesh. They were trying to break the boundaries of Yah's engineering. And look at how Yah responded. He didn't send a counselor. He sent fire and brimstone. Genesis chapter 19, verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Imagine the scene. The sky turning a sickly, bruised purple. The air thick with the smell of burning sulfur. A smell so sharp, it burns the lining of your lungs. The fire wasn't just wood fire. It was a chemical, molecular fire that melted the very strange flesh they were so proud of. I want you to visualize the people of Sodom running through the streets as their skin begins to bubble and peel like cheap wallpaper. Their eyes melting in their sockets, running down their faces like hot wax. Their strange flesh being unmade by the master engineer's fervent heat. This is the fate of the transhumanist. This is the fate of the edited elect. If you go after strange flesh, if you let them put other flesh, animal DNA, synthetic code into your body, you are setting yourself up for the Sodom protocol. You are becoming strange to the Most High, and He will burn the strangeness out of His creation with a perfect, holy hatred. The wormwood of the waters. The biological war is also being fought through the waters, the environment you live in. Revelation chapter 8, verse 11. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Wormwood is a bitter herb, but in prophecy, it represents toxicity. The serpent seed is poison in the waters, the physical water you drink and the waters of the people, the blood. They are putting fluoride in the water to calcify your pineal gland. They are putting estrogen mimickers in the plastics to destroy the masculinity of the Israelite man. They are putting glyphosate in the food to shred the lining of your temple, your gut. It is a multi-front biological siege. They want you bitter. They want your biological system so toxic that the spirit can't find a clean place to rest. The book of Jubilees tells us that the angels, manifestations of Yah himself, taught Nun-Kit, Noah, about the use of herbs to heal the diseases caused by the Watchers. Yah gave us the green herb for the service of man, but the serpent seed has replaced the green herb with their bitter wormwood. They have criminalized the natural and subsidized the synthetic. They have made the waters of life into a bitter draught of death. And our people are drinking it down like it's Kool-Aid at a Sunday picnic. Wake up. Every time you eat their processed bullshit, every time you drink their medicated water, you are participating in the wormwood protocol. You are making your own flesh bitter to the Most High, the seal of the living God. In contrast to the mark of the beast, Yah has a seal for his people. And just like the mark, the seal is biological. Revelation chapter 7, verse 3, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. The seal is the restoration of the original Paleo-Hebrew code in your mind and your blood. It is the Aleph being returned to the Dam. When you repent and return to Torah, you are performing a biological reset. You are, quote, cleansing the sanctuary. You are allowing the master engineer to come in and, quote, repair the breach. The Sefer Yetzirah speaks of the 10 Sephirot of nothingness, the 10 dimensions of Yah's authority. When you are sealed, your 10 biological systems, nervous, circulatory, respiratory, etc., are brought into alignment with these 10 dimensions. You become a perfected machine. The serpent seed is terrified of the sealed Israelite because the sealed Israelite cannot be hacked. A sealed Israelite cannot be controlled by frequency. A sealed Israelite is the weapon of the chief that sees through every goddamn lie they tell. In part 3, we are going to get into the final judgment of the geneticist and the resurrection of the pure seed. We're going to look at the graphic destruction of the Pharmakia Empire and how Yah is going to reform the bodies of the elect into incorruptible, high-frequency vessels of dominion. We're going to look at the Testament of Solomon and how he understood the spirits, human adversaries, that target the different parts of the body. We're going to finish this investigation with the fire of the Most High. The lab doors are closing, family. The final edits are being made. Which code are you going to carry in your blood when the master engineer returns to inspect his project? The investigation is reaching its climax. Part 3, the resurrection of the source code. We've seen the laboratory of the serpent and the frequency siege of the airwaves, but now we must confront the final verdict of the master engineer upon those who dare to edit his creation. The investigation concludes with the restoration of the biological covenant and the graphic annihilation of the synthetic counterfeit. The judgment of the genetic thieves. You think these scientists and merchants of the earth are going to get away with hacking the elect? You think Yah is just going to let them patent his children and walk away? You are out of your goddamn mind. The Most High is a jealous engineer, and he is coming to reclaim his hardware with the violence that will make the flood look like a summer rain. Yod Shin Ayin Yod Hey Wah. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. The everlasting covenant isn't just a piece of paper. It is the biological protocol written into your very marrow. When they changed the ordinance, they were changing the biological laws of kind after kind. They broke the seal of the DNA, and because of that, Yah is going to melt the very elements they use to build their synthetic kingdom. I want you to see the NC-17 reality of what's coming for the Gibborim of the lab. Those motherfuckers who sat in clean rooms with white coats, playing God with your blood, Yah is gonna turn their own science against them. Zayin, Kaf, Resh, Yud, He, Wav. Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. This is the molecular dissolution. This is Yah hitting the delete button on their corrupted biology. Imagine a man standing there, bragging about his transhuman upgrades, and suddenly his skin begins to liquefy, not just melt, dissolve. The synthetic proteins they injected into themselves will begin to vibrate at a frequency they cannot handle. Their eyes, those ayin pictographs that were supposed to see the truth, will turn into a hot, gelatinous soup and run down their cheeks. Their tongues, who spoke the lies of Pharmakia, will rot and fall out of their mouths in black, necrotic chunks while they are still trying to scream. This is the fervent heat mentioned in the letters of Shin Mem, Shin Wa Nun, Peter. It is a targeted, high-frequency fire. It only recognizes the original Paleo-Hebrew code. If your code is synthetic, if your code is iron mixed with clay, you are going to be unmade at the atomic level. The stench of their rotting synthetic flesh will fill the air for miles, a sweet, sickly smell of chemical decay that will make the survivors gag until they vomit their own guts out. The gematria of restoration, Chai and the living code. While the serpent seed is being deleted, Yah is performing a system restore on the remnant. To understand this, we have to look at the word for life in Paleo-Hebrew, Ket Yad. Ket, fence/wall, equals separation/protection. Yod, hand, equals work/power. Life is the power within a protected wall. The gematria of Ket Yod is 18. Ket equals 8. Yod equals 10. Now look at the word for sin or failure. Ket, tet, aleph, kata. Ket, fence. Tet, basket / coiled serpent equals surround / contain. Aleph, ox equals strength. Sin is when the strength is contained or surrounded by the serpent's fence. The gematria of Ket, tet, aleph is 18. Ket equals 8. Tet equals 9. Aleph equals 1. Do you see the hyperlink? Life and sin share the same numerical value of 18. Why? Because the master engineer is showing you that the battle for life is the battle against the sin that surrounds your biological fence. When the serpent seed edits you, they are putting the tet, the serpent's coil, inside your ket, your biological wall. They are replacing your yod, Yah's power, with their own tet, their containment. They are turning your life into a sin. But in the resurrection, Yah is going to strip away the tet. He is going to remove the serpent's coil from your chromosomes. He is going to restore the yod, his hand, his power, to your 18-value biological structure. Yod, Ket, Zayin, Kof, Aleph, Lamed, Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. This is a biological re-engineering. Yah is going to lay sinews and bring up flesh that is immune to their pharmakia. He is going to give you a skin, or that acts as a frequency shield. The word for skin is ayin, wa, resh. If you change the ayin to an aleph, strength, it becomes aleph, wa, resh, the word for light. Yah is going to turn your skin into light. He is going to upgrade your carbon-based 666 hardware into a light-based celestial hardware that the serpent's 5G towers can't even touch. You will be vibrating at a frequency so high that their iron will simply shatter in your presence. The Book of Life as a genetic database. We've been told the Book of Life is a literal book in heaven. Stop being so goddamn simple. The Book of Life is the master database of the original source code. Revelation chapter 20, verse 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. If your genetic signature has been edited beyond recognition, you are no longer written in the database. You are a corrupted file. You are a mamzer of the laboratory. And what does a good engineer do with a corrupted file that is spreading a virus through the system? He deletes it. He wipes the drive. The lake of fire is the total data erasure. It is the annihilation of the synthetic image. If you have allowed the serpent seed to rewrite your forehead and your hand, you have effectively deleted yourself from Yah's registry. You have traded your eternal aleph for a temporary synthetic tet. The Sefer Raziel HaMalach, the book of the messenger Raziel, says that the secrets of the flesh were given to Adam so he could maintain the image. That image is the Paleo-Hebrew blueprint. When you stand before the throne, Yah isn't going to ask for your church membership card. He's going to scan your DNA. He is going to look for the 22 letters he hewed in the beginning. If he finds iron mingled with his clay, he is going to cast that garbage into the furnace. He is going to watch as your synthetic upgrades melt into a puddle of black sludge, and your consciousness is snuffed out like a candle in a hurricane. There is no purgatory for a hacked biological system. There is only the trash bin of eternity. The altar call, purging the temple. This is the moment of decision, Israel. You cannot play both sides with this biological war. You cannot claim to love Yah while you are letting the serpent seed know you in your veins. You cannot keep the Sabbath with a body that is being governed by the frequency of the prince of the power of the air. If you have already taken their, quote, sorcery, if you have already let them, quote, mingle with your seed, you need to fall on your face and cry out for a biological intervention. Yah is the only one who can, quote, patch the damage. He is the only one who can, quote, re-engrave the letters they tried to erase. But for those of you who are still, quote, pure, for those of you who have kept your, quote, garments, your flesh, white, you must hold the line. 1. Stop trusting the merchants. If it comes from a lab owned by the serpent seed, it is a weapon, period. I don't care if they say it cures a headache or saves the world. It is a delivery system for their iron. Throw their pharmakia in the goddamn trash where it belongs. 2. Clean the filters. Return to the dietary laws of Leviticus 11. This isn't about religion. It's about material science. You are a biological machine. If you put swine, low-frequency, toxic fuel into a high-performance engine, you are going to blow the gaskets. You are making it easier for their wormwood to take root. 3. Align the frequency. Keep the Sabbath. Saturday sunrise to sunset. This is your weekly defrag. This is when you disconnect from the serpent's grid and plug back into the master engineer's power supply. If you miss your alignment, your antenna, the pineal gland, starts to drift. You start picking up the spirit of disobedience from the airwaves. 4. Guard the seed. Do not mix your seed with the nations. Do not let your children be edited by their school systems or their medical rituals. You are the weapon of the chief. Keep the weapon clean. Keep the weapon sharp. The final declaration of the master engineer. The time for dialogue is over. The lab doors are being locked from the outside. The great men of the earth think they have won. They think they have successfully mingled themselves with the seed of men. They are popping champagne in their bunkers, laughing at the Negro who was dumb enough to line up for his own destruction. But they forgot one thing. Yah is the architect of the elements. He's going to send a frequency that will turn their iron into dust. He is going to send a spirit of life that will cause the dry bones to stand up with a genetic purity that will blind the heathen. When the 144,000 stand on Mount Zion, they won't be wearing smartwatches or Neuralinks. They will be wearing the name of the Father in their foreheads. That name is the complete Paleo-Hebrew code. They will be the perfected hardware that will rule this flat earth for 1,000 years. And as for the serpent seed, as for the Gibberim of the laboratory, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall be no remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. The house of Esau, the spirit of the flesh, the spirit of the lab, the spirit of the red man will be stubble. You know what happens to stubble when it hits a high frequency flame? It doesn't just burn, it vanishes. It turns into ash so fine, the wind carries it away into nothingness. There will be no remaining of their synthetic kingdom, no remaining of their edits, no remaining of their pharmakia. Every trace of their filth will be scrubbed from the face of this flat earth. Israel, your body is the final battleground. Do not surrender the fortress. Do not let the serpent eat of your tree. Stand in the strength of the Aleph. Guard the pathway of the dam, and wait for the master engineer to come and claim his property. The image is being restored. The letters are being rehued. The source code is coming home. This concludes our 3-part investigation into the biological warfare of the end times. I am your brother, Bitsade Lamed Aleph Lamed, and I pray this fire has burned away some of the scales from your eyes. You've been given the survival briefing. You've been given the technical manual. Now, you have to execute the code. Thank you for tuning in to Yah First Ministries. This has been a heavy download, but the meat is what builds the warrior. Share this episode with the scattered elect. Send it to the brothers in the islands, the sisters in the cities, and the remnant waking up in the corners of the earth. We are the only ones who can tell the truth because we are the only ones who aren't on the serpent's payroll. Stay tuned for our next episode. In the meanwhile, keep your temple clean, keep your frequency high, and never, ever let a heathen touch your blood. Peace and power to the 144,000. Y'all first, always. I'm out. Peace.